Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Rupinder Kaur Chawla with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in the outreach sessions of G7 summit on Saturday and Sunday in virtual format. Centre provides more than 25 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to the states and union territories so far. Over 24.6 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered till now. India registers less than 1 lakh COVID-19 cases for the fourth day. 91,702 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.93%. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says India is with all nations in the fight against the deadly HIV disease. Gujarat's government relaxes lockdown restrictions following sharp fall in COVID-19 cases. In Rajasthan, people belonging to special sections of society being vaccinated on priority. Birth anniversary of freedom fighter Shahid Ram Prasad Bismal being observed today. And in cricket, Shikhar Dhawan to lead India on six-match tour of Sri Lanka in July. As many states are relaxing lockdown norms, we advise our listeners not to lower their guard as the COVID-19 pandemic remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow the 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the outreach sessions of the G7 summit on the 12th and 13th of June in a virtual format. Briefing media yesterday, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said the UK currently holds the presidency of the G7 and has invited India along with South Korea and South Africa as guest countries for the G7 summit.
The invitation of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will participate in the outreach sessions of the G7 summit on 12th and 13th June in virtual format. UK currently holds the presidency of the G7 and has invited India along with Australia, Republic of Korea and South Africa as guest countries for the G7 summit. The meeting will be held in hybrid mode.
This is the second time Prime Minister Modi will be participating in G7. Leaders of the G7 summit in the UK will call for a new transparent investigation by the WHO into the origins of coronavirus. According to a draft communique, the G7 countries will also pledge 1 billion doses of corona vaccine for countries around the world. The leaders of G7 states, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK and the US will gather in the British seaside resort of Cornwall for the 3-day summit beginning today. India first backed the call for further investigation on the 28th of May, days after US President Joe Biden asked intelligence agencies to redouble their efforts to gather information to facilitate a definitive conclusion on the origin of the coronavirus.
The centre has so far provided more than 25 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to the states and union territories. The vaccines have been provided both through the centre's free of cost channel and through the direct state procurement category. The Union Health Ministry has informed that so far over 24 crore 44 lakh doses of the vaccines have been consumed, including wastages. It added that more than 1 crore 17 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered. The ministry said more than 38 lakh 21,000 vaccine doses are in the pipeline and will be received by the states and union territories within the next 3 days. India's active COVID caseload has further declined to 11,21,671. There has been a net decrease of 46,281 inactive cases in the last 24 hours. According to the Health Ministry, India reported less than 1 lakh cases for the fourth day with 91,702 new cases in the last 24 hours. Recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 29th consecutive day. The recovery rate improved to 94.93%. 134,580 patients recovered during the last 24 hours, taking the total recoveries to over 2,77,90,000 across the country so far. 3,403 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 3,63,079. Testing capacity has been substantially ramped up and 37.42 crore tests have been conducted in total. Over 24.6 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said India is with all the nations in the fight against the deadly HIV disease. Addressing the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly on Prevention of HIV/AIDS, Dr. Vardhan said India is providing free antiretroviral treatment to close to 1.4 million people. He, however, stressed that there is a need to achieve zero new transmission of HIV if the promise of ending AIDS in the next 10 years is to be delivered. The minister applauded the efforts of healthcare providers and frontline workers, including outreach workers who have walked the extra mile, risking their lives during COVID-19 to ensure that no person living with HIV is left without medication. He said India's National AIDS Control Program has been revived and revamped to focus on hard-to-reach and at-risk populations. In Bihar, over 1,16,55,000 people have been vaccinated in the state so far. Out of these, 22,94,000 people are from the age group of 18 to 44 years. Meanwhile, the state's recovery rate has risen to about 98%, while the test positivity rate has declined to below 1% and it is 0.51%. Corona cases are below 10 in more than half the districts of the state. The number of active cases is also decreasing and presently stands at 6,895. About 7 lakh people have so far recovered from the infection. In all, 551 fresh cases were reported in the state during the last 24 hours and 1,985 people recovered yesterday.
In Gujarat, a major unlocking process begins from today following sharp fall in COVID-19 cases. According to the new unlock guidelines, all religious places along with the markets have opened from this morning with certain restrictions. The state government has granted permission to open the various sectors of the economy, including hotels, restaurants, gyms and religious places. The decision to ease the mini lockdown was announced 2 days ago in a state-level core committee meeting at Gandhinagar. A report.
Following the major unlocking after the deadly second wave of COVID-19, the hotels, restaurants, markets and religious places have been opened from today. Now hotels and restaurants can operate between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. with 50% sitting capacity. The state government has also allowed the opening of parks, gardens and libraries between 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. The political, social, religious and cultural programs will be held with the attendance of maximum 50%. Famous Somnath and Ambaji temples are providing online booking slots for the devotees. All commercial establishments, including shops, remain open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Examinations and tests required for admissions to colleges and universities in foreign countries can also be held. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
The night curfew will, however, continue in 36 cities of the states from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Cinema halls and multiplexes will remain closed. State government is likely to announce more unlock measures from 26th of June after reviewing the COVID-19 situation. In Rajasthan, people belonging to the special sections of the society are being vaccinated on priority, which includes the migrants from Pakistan. Following the guidelines of the central government, special vaccination sessions are being organized by the medical department. More from our correspondent.
Special arrangements have been made for such groups of people for COVID vaccination who do not have any photo ID card or are not able to register themselves on COVID software. There are about 30,000 Pakistani migrants residing in different districts of the state. special vaccination sessions are being organized today for such Pakistani migrants in Jaisalmer district. 700 Pakistani migrants have been vaccinated in Jodhpur district so far. The prisoners in the various jails have been vaccinated through special vaccination sessions. Thousands of differently abled people, nomadic, helpless people and other special sections of the society are getting benefited by this initiative. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Madhya Pradesh reported 420 new COVID-19 cases and 34 deaths, while 1,132 patients recovered from the infection yesterday. The number of active cases reduced to 6,325, while positivity rate stands at 0.5%. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
49 out of 52 districts reported below 10 COVID-19 cases. Indore reported 129, while Bhopal reported 107 new positive cases. 8 districts, including Shahdol, Damoh, Panna, Mandla, Harda, Alirajpur, Agar Malwa and Bhind, recorded no positive case. Meanwhile, media units of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting are also conducting awareness drive for vaccination. UNICEF and Press Information Bureau, in partnership with the State Health Department, organized an interactive session on vaccination for farmers. The need for vaccination and the myths and rumors related to it were discussed at the session. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Maharashtra reported 12,207 new COVID-19 cases and 393 fatalities on Thursday, pushing the state's infection tally to 58,76,087 and the death toll to 1,03,748. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Thursday's COVID case count is slightly higher than what the Maharashtra had been reporting over the last 3 days. The number of daily cases in state had dipped to around 10,000 in the past few days. According to the latest health bulletin, the Maharashtra has 1,60,693 active cases of the disease. The state's recovery rate currently stands at 95.45% and the fatality rate is 1.77%. Out of the new cases, 655 infections were recorded in Mumbai. The city also reported 22 deaths in the last 24 hours. The death toll in Mumbai has now reached 15,055. Bhavna Gokhale, AIR News, Mumbai.
The Jharkhand government has cancelled the board exam for class 10th and 12th for this session. In a tweet, Chief Minister Hemant Soren said 10th and 12th board exams have been cancelled in view of the circumstances arising out of COVID-19 and the demand of students and parents. More from our Ranchi correspondent.
After the announcement of cancellation of 10th and 12th board examinations by the state government, Jharkhand Academic Council JAC is gearing up for the preparation of results of around 4.40 lakh students and 3.32 lakh students who had registered for the 10th and 12th state board examinations. JAC will study the result assessment methodology of CBSE and CISE board for preparation of the board exam results. Results of class 9 and 11th board exams respectively will also be considered in this process. JAC conducts board exams for classes 8th, 9th and 11th every year. Meanwhile, JAC Secretary Mahip Kumar Singh said that the syllabus was revised for this year's board examinations and there was a 40% reduction in the course with a change in the examination pattern. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
The state government has also extended the restrictions till June 17 with some relaxation. There will be, however, complete lockdown on every Saturday from 4 p.m. to Monday 6 a.m. The state government has put many restrictions or mini lockdown in the name of Health Safety Week since April 22nd. All shops are being allowed to open till 4 p.m. in all the districts except East Singhbhum. A high-level weekly review meeting was held under the chairmanship of the Puducherry Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamili Sai Soundararajan through video conference from Telangana. She took the stock of the status of COVID management and the progress of vaccination. More from our Puducherry correspondent.
Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilsai Soundararajan apprised herself about the ongoing vaccination program and the fallout of the recent relaxations in lockdown. She said that the safety normal needs to be drilled down without any let-up in enforcement and regulation. Health Secretary Dr. Arun informed that the Pediatrics COVID Committee had been set up in the wake of the perception that the anticipated third wave of corona would affect children, and steps have been taken to procure medical equipment for the treatment of the children. He also informed that another vaccination vaccination festival would be conducted for 4 days from June 16th to 19th. Meanwhile, 3,09,134 persons administered vaccination in the UT. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
Veteran film and theatre actor Rajendra Gupta says nobody should doubt the efficacy of vaccines. In an exclusive video message for AIR News, Rajendra Gupta said he has got both the doses of vaccine and he is feeling good after that.
मैंने कोविड वैक्सीन की दोनों डोज ले ली है और मैं बहुत अच्छा और सुरक्षित महसूस कर रहा हूं। इस महामारी से लड़ने का एकमात्र इलाज है कोविड की वैक्सीनेशन की दोनों डोज। और इसमें हमें जरा भी संदेह, आनाकानी या कोताही नहीं बरतनी है। अपनी सुरक्षा के लिए, अपने परिवार के लोगों की सुरक्षा के लिए, अपने दोस्तों और परिजनों की सुरक्षा के लिए, यानी कि हमारे पूरे समाज की सुरक्षा के लिए, अपनी खुशी के लिए जरूरी है कि हम जल्द से जल्द वैक्सीनेशन का टीका लगवाएं। जिन्होंने अभी तक ये वैक्सीन नहीं ली है वो प्लीज ये टीका लगवाएं।
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in the outreach sessions of G7 Summit on Saturday and Sunday in virtual format. Centre provides more than 25 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to the states and union territories so far. Over 24.6 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered till now. India registers less than 1 lakh COVID-19 cases for the fourth day. 91,702 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.93%. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says India is with all the nations in the fight against the deadly HIV disease. Gujarat government relaxes lockdown restrictions following sharp fall in COVID-19 cases. In Rajasthan, people belonging to special sections of the society being vaccinated on priority. Birth anniversary of freedom fighter Shaheed Ram Prasad Bismil being observed today. And in cricket, Shikhar Dhawan to lead India on 6th match tour of Sri Lanka in July. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे। Welcome back to the Midday News. The Centre has been disseminating awareness of 6 national-level helpline numbers created for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The National Helpline of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for COVID-related queries is 1075. The Child Helpline number of Ministry of Women and Child Development is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences NIMHANS for psychological support is 08046 11 0007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today lauded the workers of Border Roads Organisation BRO for their commitment and tenacity in nation building. Speaking to the Karmyogis of BRO, Mr. Singh said, in the last 5 to 7 years, BRO has made remarkable achievements. He said whether it is new world-class construction works like Atal Tunnel in Rohtang or new route for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, BRO has continuously set records. He highlighted that the work of Border Roads Organisation is very important in this era of COVID. Mr. Singh said the contribution of connectivity is important in the development of the border area and BRO personnel are working tirelessly.
हमारी सीमाओं की सामरिक जरूरतें हों या फिर सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों का सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट हो, इन सब के जो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण कॉम्पोनेंट है वह है कनेक्टिविटी। इस कनेक्टिविटी के लिए भीषण सर्दी, गर्मी, बरसात, बर्फबारी जल भराव जैसी कठिनाइयों के बीच भी हमारे बॉर्डर और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के कर्मी बिना थके बिना थमे लगातार काम करते चले आ रहे हैं। कुछ स्थानों पर प्रत्यक्ष भी जाकर मैंने बॉर्डर और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के कर्मियों को काम करते हुए देखा है। सचमुच साहस और उनके शौर्य और उनके मैं परिश्रम की जितनी भी सराहना करूं वह कम है।
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi today. Mr. Adityanath apprised the Prime Minister of the COVID and vaccination-related situation in the state and a host of other issues. Later, Mr. Adityanath met BJP President J.P. Nadda. He had met Home Minister Amit Shah in the national capital yesterday. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad criticized Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today on his proposed doorstep delivery of ration scheme. The minister said that the doorstep ration delivery scheme is in direct contravention with the National Food Security Act 2013 and has been devised only in order to benefit the ration mafias in the national capital city. Mr. Prasad asked as to why the One Nation, One Ration Card scheme has not been implemented in Delhi. The BJP leader asserted that as per the NFSA Act, ration has to be given to the beneficiaries only from a fair price shop. He highlighted the transparent nature of the provisions of the Act and said that door delivery of ration will create avenues where ration card can be siphoned off for black marketing. Mr. Prasad informed that all states and UTs have implemented the One Nation, One Ration Card scheme except 3, including Delhi. He urged the remaining state and UTs to join the scheme in order to facilitate easy and comfortable rationing of food grains and other benefits to the beneficiaries.
The Education Ministry has developed an online module for compiling out-of-school children's data identified by each state and union territory and map it with special training centers on the Prabandh portal. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has informed that child-wise information of the identified out-of-school children and special training centers for them will be uploaded at block level under the block resource coordinators. He said a quarterly progress report and a user manual had also been shared on the Samagra Shiksha portal in order to assess the scheme on a timely basis. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who is on a 2-day tour to Kaveri Delta region in the state, reviewed the works carried out at Kalanai Reservoir. State ministers, MPs and senior officials of the Water Resources and Agriculture Ministry also accompanied the Chief Minister to brief him on the developments. In an open letter to his party workers today, Stalin said his government would ensure a smooth flow of water which will benefit lakhs of farmers in the region. More from our correspondent.
The Madras High Court has asked the state government to immediately take steps to protect the harvested paddy kept in the open air. In a suo motu case, the first bench of the High Court, consisting of Chief Justice Sanjeev Banerjee and Justice Senilkumar Ramamurthy, said that some policy or measure should be indicated to take care of harvested crops in this month, as there was prediction of rains. The court then posted the plea to 17th June and asked the government to take appropriate measures. Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
Today is birth anniversary of Shaheed Ram Prasad Bismil, the freedom fighter who fought against British colonialism and laid down his life. Union Minister of State for Ministry of Culture and Tourism Prahlad Singh Patel offered floral tributes to Shaheed Ram Prasad Bismil, Shaheed Ashfaqullah Khan and Shaheed Roshan Singh at a special event organized by the Ministry of Culture at Shaheed Udyan, Shahjahanpur. On the occasion, Mr. Patel said that the nation can never forget the martyrdom of our freedom fighters. A report from a correspondent.
Culture Minister Prahlad Singh Patel also offered chadar at Mazar of Shaheed Ashfaqullah Khan. Later, he visited the ancestral house of Ram Prasad Bismil in Shahjahanpur and met with his family members. He reviewed the progress of the under-construction auditorium, which is being made in the memory of martyrs. During Pushpanjali program, devotional music was played on sitar and Shaheed Bismil's life story was narrated, followed by performance of patriotic songs on this occasion. The Ministry of Culture is doing many virtual programs regarding the contribution of Bismil and other patriots, which is being shared on social media platforms. Born on 11th June 1897 in Shahjahanpur, Pandit Ram Prasad Bismil was amongst the most notable Indian revolutionaries who fought against British colonialism. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Inspector General Anand Prakash Badola took over charge of the Coast Guard Region East at Chennai today. He joined Indian Coast Guard in 1990 and has commanded every class of Coast Guard ship in service. The flag officer has served in the field of operations, administration, human resources and policy and plans. He is also an alumnus of the U.S. Naval Staff College. He was earlier the Chief of Staff at both headquarters, Commander Coast Guard Region West at Mumbai.
Noted environmentalist and educationist Professor Radha Mohan breathed his last in a hospital in Bhubaneswar today. In a tweet, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Professor Radha Mohan was deeply passionate about agriculture, especially adopting sustainable and organic practices. The Prime Minister said he was also respected for his knowledge on subjects relating to the economy and ecology. Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has said that Professor Radha Mohan was a noted environmentalist and educationist. The News Services Division of All India Radio will bring an exclusive interview with table tennis veteran Sharat Kamal in the Surkhiyon Mein program tonight. Sharat Kamal, who has qualified for Olympics for the fourth time, said that the paddlers from the country will be able to put up an impressive show in Tokyo. This interview can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 7:40 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website, newsonair.com, and on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates.
With 42 days to go for Tokyo Olympic Games, All India Radio today will talk about India's prominent women archer, Deepika Kumari. A report.
Born in Ranchi, Jharkhand on June 13, 1994, Deepika has been the face of Indian archery for over a decade now. As a 16-year-old, she won 2 gold medals at the 2010 Commonwealth Games in Delhi and a bronze medal at the 2010 Asian Games in Guangzhou. Tokyo will be her third Olympics after being part of Indian team in the editions in London in 2012 and Rio de Janeiro in 2016. India has never won an Olympic medal in archery. The 26-year-old has been consistent in the international circuit, winning multiple medals at the Archery World Cups over the years and 2 silver medals at the World.
In cricket, Shikhar Dhawan will lead India on a 6-match white ball tour of Sri Lanka in July. The Indian Cricket Board said pacer Bhuvaneshwar Kumar will be vice-captain of the 20-member squad announced yesterday. The All India Senior Selection Committee picked the squad for 3 ODIs and 3 T20 series to be played between July 13 and 25th. All matches will be played at the R. Premadasa International Cricket Stadium, Colombo.
Now let us take a look at the weather report and forecast for today. National capital Delhi is having generally cloudy sky with light rain. Maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius. Minimum was 23 degrees. Mumbai is facing generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Maximum temperature will be 29 degrees, rising from a lower level of 23 degrees. Kolkata is having generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The city temperature will move from a minimum of 26 degrees Celsius to maximum of around 32. Chennai is witnessing generally cloudy sky. The upper limit of temperature will be 36 degrees, while lower limit was 29 degrees. Srinagar is facing a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening. The temperature will hover between 20 and 35 degrees Celsius. Jammu is having mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening. The temperature will rise from a minimum of 25 degrees to a maximum of around 42. Leh is seeing mainly clear sky. The upper limit of temperature will be around 27 from minimum of 10. Gilgit is having mainly clear sky. Temperature will move from minimum of 16 to maximum of 40. In Muzaffarabad, the sky is mostly sunny. The temperature will increase from minimum of 22 to maximum of around 33 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in the outreach sessions of G7 summit on Saturday and Sunday in virtual format. Centre provides more than 25 crore 60 lakh vaccine doses to states and union territories so far. Over 24.6 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered till now. India registers less than 1 lakh COVID-19 cases for the 4th day. 91,702 new cases reported in the last 24 hours. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.93%. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says India is with all nations in the fight against the deadly HIV disease. Gujarat government relaxes lockdown restrictions following sharp fall in COVID-19 cases. In Rajasthan, people belonging to special sections of society being vaccinated on priority. Birth anniversary of freedom fighter Shahid Ram Prasad Bismil being observed today, and in cricket, Shikhar Dhawan to lead India on 6-match tour of Sri Lanka in July. And with that, we end the midday news.